Kamala Harris should never make it in to the Oval Office. Kamala Harris is the worst. I find her to be a political opportunist, a grifter, disingenuous, and dishonest. Here are some of the reasons I dislike her, and we are going to get into her visiting Jacob Blake momentarily. First of all, as a prosecutor, she calls the Michael Brown incident a murder. A murder. This is after numerous investigations, including the Obama Justice Administration, which found that Michael Brown was in the wrong and it was an entirely justified shooting. It is completely disingenuous for a prosecutor to call this a murder. She's a liar, and she's using this for her own political advantage, or what she perceives as her own political advantage. And we as a nation must be aware of this and call her out to prevent other people from doing this. I realize that politicians have always engaged in opportunism. This is, of course, the nature of politics. Nevertheless, I find her to be especially dishonest and disingenuous. She asked people to chip in for the Minnesota Freedom Fund in order to release rioters back out onto the street, who I'm sure were arrested for merely standing and peacefully protesting. Right. You want to release them back out so that they can go and commit more damage, as has taken place in Portland. This is horrific. This is not law and order that she was running on in California, aside of Tulsi Gabbard and the point that she made during the Democratic primary debates, that she stated that Kamala Harris had put people into jail on marijuana offenses and had laughed about her own use of the drug. Yeah, there's massive hypocrisy there. Now, she decides to visit Saint Jacob Blake of Kenosha, Wisconsin. In case you don't know, this is a 29-year-old who somehow found 7 bullets directed at him, allegedly after breaking into a sleeping woman's house, sexually assaulting her, tussling with the cops whose tasers had no effect on him. He resisted arrest, and then, knowing that the cops had their guns drawn and pointed at him, he went for the car door with his 3 children inside and reached for something. Whether or not you think that he deserves 7 bullets, the question that I have for you is, what would you do as a cop in that situation? In addition to the fact that the police knew that there was a warrant out for him for a felony of sexual assault, there were prior incidents dealing with the police and his bad behavior. I know this is hard to believe, considering that he's Saint Jacob Blake, according to the left, but as reported by the Racine County Eye newspaper several years earlier, and this is quoting, Jacob Blake, 24, of Racine, was charged Monday in Racine County Circuit Court with 1 felony count of resisting arrest, causing a soft tissue injury to a police officer, and 1 misdemeanor count each of carrying a concealed weapon, carrying a firearm while intoxicated, endangering safety use of a dangerous weapon, and disorderly conduct. If convicted, he faces up to an 8.5-year stint in prison. This was an incident when Blake pointed a gun at someone inside a local bar, and the police tried to arrest him after somebody called the cops on him, and they conducted a high-risk traffic stop, believing him to be armed, and of course he didn't comply with the police orders, which led to the injury to the policeman. And now, going back to the incident which led to his shooting, what would you do if you were the police officer in charge? Meanwhile, the 2 leading Democratic candidates for office visit his family. For what reason? The man is a criminal. You're drawing attention to him. His GoFundMe numbers are increasing. Kamala visits his family and calls them incredible. Why is she visiting a criminal? Someone who assaulted police, the reason that he got shot. Let the court system work out whether it was a justified shooting, which it absolutely appears to be given the circumstances. Do you know what would have avoided the police shooting? Not resisting, not digitally raping someone, allegedly, not going for the car after the tasers don't work in defiance of police orders when you know for a fact that they have their guns drawn and aimed at you. But yet, the left wants to lionize him and draw attention to him, to add fuel onto the Black Lives Matter fire. And despite the fact that Blake was 100% in the wrong from the get-go and the instigator of the incident, So look, bring it back to Kamala Harris. What is she doing? This is political opportunism. How is the family incredible? The dad is a known anti-Semite. This is who you want to prop up and call an incredible American family. The dad's anti-Semitic. The son has committed multiple offenses throughout the years, allegedly, and is now in the hospital because he ignored police orders and he wrestled with them and he had previously injured police officers. This is what is called an incredible family today. Kamala Harris says that she's proud of him. Proud of him for what exactly? Proud of him for his actions, for his acumen, for his good citizenry? I don't understand it. Why are they promoting criminals? Why? And I don't trust Kamala Harris, based on her visiting this family, to be equipped, to be worthy of the job of uniting our nation. She is an opportunist. She's disingenuous. She is not good on her feet, as exemplified when Tulsi demanded answers as to why she imprisoned people with marijuana charges in California and laughs about her own usage. And again, she called Michael Brown as being murdered. False, lies, political opportunism, horrible person. You want her negotiating with Putin? You want her up against Xi of China? No, she's a liar. I'll pass. I'm voting for Trump. First time I'm ever voting red across the board, and the Democrats deserve it because of actions like these. Peace and blessings to everybody out there. If you guys like this video, then by all means, share it with a friend, thumb it up, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you do. Have a fantastic day.